Hello everyone, and welcome to Imperfect Design. I'm happy to see you on my channel, and today we're going to have some fun. What I mean by this, we're going to play a little bit with Figma Make to discover what actually we can do with this, not just for fun, but something that you really can use in your day-to-day work. We're not touching the latest update that was announced 2 days ago regarding connection to cloud. We will work just with basic functionality, and if you already try and did some designs and if you had fun, please share your comments below. And for sure, like always, don't forget to put a like if you like it and subscribe for new videos. Meanwhile, let's go. Okay, so we start with creating a Figma Make. It's the same way how you create anything, right? So you just create a Figma Make. This is my first one, I already did it. And you start with the prompt. So what actually we're trying to do? The first idea for me is to simplify all the work with design system, because it's a lot of repetitive work, repetitive in terms of, okay, creating all the tokens for all the colors, the styles, and etc. So all the small components before to create the big one. You cannot start working on the big one before you have styles and the small components like atoms or molecules. So what actually we will try today? Let's start to describe our problem. What we will ask: generate a design system with styles. Yeah, specify what I actually want on it: typography, colors, spacing, um, with, let's say, brand color, let's say red. Yeah, and that's my mood today. Not sure how about you. That will be my mood today. Okay, and no specifying. If you have some already idea how should be this hex, you can put the hex or RGB or any other value, I believe. And going forward, we're saying, okay, what else? And create using those styles, following components. So what actually I expect, right? Yeah, almost right. Components. It doesn't matter actually, but I just cannot see underlined text. I would like to have icon, avatars, buttons, breadcrumbs. Let me think what we can actually expect. We can expect many things, but we going with the basic popovers that we have covered in the previous videos, and we're going with them, let's say, empty states, alert banners, notifications, something interesting that we can cover. Okay, maybe let's start with this one and then we can go forwards. A screen structure. Okay, navigation bar, segments. That would be something. Tabs. Okay, and maybe it's enough. And the model. Okay, let's see. Okay, it takes a while. What is really nice, actually, I like it. It's showing you some animation to make you busy. This is an example of product covering the progress. Yeah, so to not just show to user, okay, we started, but as it takes a while, there is actually giving you some background what's going on in the system. Okay, where I'm reasoning, I'm trying to find existing examples, I creating code or whatever, right? Okay, and this is empty state with the animation. um it looks nice, a little bit annoying when it's too long, to be honest, because it's not really reflecting on what is going on. The process is just like something on the screen. But again, this is the beginning of something big, at least what as I see it. Yeah, and we would like to have everything at once, but it takes time. So let's give some credits to Figma to work further on this, because it still has some bugs and disappearing images and etc. But maybe I let this to put a little bit faster so you not be bored with the loading screens and you already see the results. Okay, finally it's done. Let's discover together. Oh, it has notification that it's updated. Okay, the red brand color. Which design system red brand color I used? Okay, so we have breadcrumbs. The titles we can see also. Okay, nice. Pretty Lego banners already here. Good. Buttons, primary, secondary, aligned, ghost. Well, that's a bit confusing. The spacing, to be honest, this needs to be adjusted. Okay, avatars and segments. Segments are nice. A little bit. Yeah. Don't know why here's no gap, but okay. So yeah. And tops. This is tops. Popovers. Let me see. Yeah. No, doesn't work. Where's my popover? Okay, models. Open model. Mm-hmm. That's nice. The empty states, pretty good. Okay, this is the basic typography. They're doing H4 system, okay. And color palettes, the gray and the brands, spacing system. That's great. That's great. It's super cool. So we can actually see here already has tabs. It doesn't want to work for some reason. The documentation, design system, maybe just an example. Components, home. Okay, so what we actually can do with this now? This is a navigation. I understand. Okay, this is not clear. The navigation bar is not so good because it brings confusion. It's unusual way to do this, but overall, I'm very happy with results. Yeah, the time spent on it, what actually how it will be used. So now we copy this. Yeah, copy as design layers. Mhm. Let's go to some and create a new file. It takes a while. Okay. Oh, come on, Figma. You can do this. Okay, great. So now we paste it and see what actually we have as design. Okay, this all it now for sure. It creates the colors. Yeah, you can see here, but they are not really the tokens. It's the value by itself, the hex value. So it's still the work with the to creating labels. It stays for you is the tokenization, how actually it's going, what it will be this. Yeah, it say here brand 50, brand 100, but does it follow it? No, basically not. So you need to create the styles. Yeah, it doesn't create the style, but okay, this takes time, but you don't need to define it. You already have this. Okay, and you need just to set it in the library as the styles, and I believe this is very cool. Again, the navigation bar I would question. Okay, now it's in the middle. Yeah, I didn't display in this way. um yeah, what actually is this? Like, why it looks like a button, a bit confusing. Yeah, why it's confusing, let me explain maybe. So we see the buttons now, we see the alignment is also broken when we copy it, but this is easy to fix. But button in this state, it's clickable. In this case, it's showing I am at home. So my current state, which is incorrect, right? This is why confusing. If I would be somewhere else and this is will be call to action, like I don't know, contact us or anything else, send email or buy or whatever. In this case, okay, it could be a button and then it could be the other options, but it's not in this way. Okay, so it's not components, right? So the work is still required, but on the other hand, the UI part is covered. This is a very quick design system, very primitive, but you already can work with this, right? So let's us maybe see what actually we can do. We have this component, and yeah, another thing that what I experienced with Figma Make is it very often use the frames. If I would create a component, if I would create the stuff, I would use an auto layout. So because for me, auto layout is basically the same as div in development, yeah, the container, and a bit weird to use a frame in this case. But anyway, this is easy to fix, right? Shift A, and they actually become auto layouts. But how we do this, what, and I will copy this now, and let's see how quick actually it takes to make out of this a proper design system. So I will work right now, and I will put a timer so we can sorry, that we can see how actually from this work that Figma Make created, we can have a minimum design system. Yeah, again, this is just covering the basics, but still it's pretty much, if you saw the previous video regarding design systems, the atoms and molecules, it takes time. It takes time, and every single thing, it takes time. But let's see how much it takes. I will put here a section where I will work already. Okay, I will work on this one. And let's see. So so what I'm doing actually, I would like to create a component set. Bam, done. So we have top. Yeah, this one will be informational. Okay, what actually missed in these components, which is alerts. Oops, that's the one again. Okay, what is missing is the buttons, the action buttons. Okay, here is the close. I don't know, just for okay, success and the error. But where the action, how I can take action, yeah, this is what is missing, and we can use our ghost button here. Again, this is not a component. That's what I'm saying. We need to have first the primitive, the atoms, the styles, etc., and then we can work already with the proper components. Overall, I'm happy with what I'm seeing. Disappear the image here, but it's still a lot of work. Yeah, it helps you with the components to create, and I think it takes the same time pretty much for you to set it, because again, I need to create all the styles, I need to set all the tokens, I need to align all the properties of the component, like icon, no icon, button, no button, etc., etc. And visually, okay, it's kind of creating a style for you, but this is nice, but again, time consuming. Okay, let's try maybe it's in a different way. What actually could be used? Okay, I have an example, and maybe we would need to follow it here. 5 warnings. Oof. Okay, something not working. Perfect. No need to fix because we're going further with this. Okay, now I will set, imagine you have a task, and on sometimes you need a good examples, but you can go to your competitors, see the other products, how to use this and that. But sometimes it's just something unique that it exists in this product, or way of logic that exists in this product. If it's impossible to be more to the market alignment, and you need to solve it in a way how the product is done, then it could be nice to use a Figma Make. For example, I would need to have a complex field picker, yeah, which is, you can find many examples in internet, in different resources and competitors and etc. But I would like to make it a bit complicated, right? So we say we will use the same design system, yeah. Created a design system, generate a field picker. Sorry, that has search filtering how it's calling the tabs, breadcrumbs. Yeah, don't ask why. This is crumbs, um, multi columns by categories inside each tab. Okay, this is not the way how it is. I'm just describing existing, let's say, field picker, and that's I would like to see how Figma Make will generate it. What actually will be suggestion, but you. If you need to create a task, it's better to have a different way. You need to describe what actually you're trying to solve. But let's try, yeah? So first we have this option, what actually will be generated. Because what I mean by what problem should be solved, generate a component that user that user will see when need to select a field, and the system is very complex, a tree view system, I would say. And so how actually user can select it with the minimum time. So for us would be interesting time to value to minimize as much as possible. Yeah, but let's see first what will be generated with this. I will put on a pause and show you results. Okay, now we have results. Let's take a look. Okay, home components field picker. Okay, interactive field picker. So it's create kind of documentation, includes search data, 3 fields selected. Multi-selection didn't mean any multi-selection, but okay. Open field picker. Oh my god. Okay, that's something. Okay, 3 field selections, field search type. Okay, this is a fail. Yeah, to be honest, because this is something like I look in this and I don't want to play with this. But let's see. It's something that you can already reuse because this is a filtering. We're using section for some reason, but okay. So it's basically okay. The type of fields makes sense. Yeah. Order data, analytics data. Okay, the custom data. Search, will it work? Let's see. City. Works, address details. This is result. So basically it's covering the needs, but how it is created, how it looks, this is something needs a little bit more love, let's say, yeah? Design love, what this is? And what is this? No idea. This is interesting. Anyhow, let's say cancel. The first name, there's order selected fields, field pickup features. So this is a lot of noise to the task I ask. It created, okay, maybe because it's a part of the topic of design system, it's creating this documentation for it, what actually contains, how it looks, the selection, etc. But the main idea, it was this one, right? Let's try to give it, okay, it's a copy design. Did it copy everything or just this part? That's curious. Let's see. Oops, the wrong one. Okay, it's copying just the latest part. Great. So now let's try to rephrase it and say, okay, I'm trying to solve a problem. Yeah, user problem. User needs to select one field from the system. The system contains a lot of fields. Contains fields in different sections related to different. Well, actually, that's why connection to the cloud is very good idea. Cloud can work with the very long documentations, the long logic paths. And when you have requirements from product managers, it's actually what you need to place. You can also add your vision on this. They have a lot of text. You can, with connection, you can do this. but let's cover it next time. So go ahead, different sections related to different entities. Um, could be, okay, has a tree view structure. Ew, a tree view structure. Um, generate a simplified, okay, let's say simple. I'm still thinking components to simplify field selection experience. How to say it? Okay, main goal is minimize time to value. Okay, let's do this. We'll see how close it will be with what it already was created. Okay, again, I put in a pause and show you the results. Okay, dokie, now we have results. Let's take a look. Okay, so basically the same structure. We see the changes of some labels and the icons. And now it's called field selector. So we click on it. Ooh, yes. Okay, it's email address. Select this field. Okay, so it's kind of this side panel why it's opened with, okay, navigate, select, escape. Okay, search the recents, popular. Okay, this is a bit confusing, but a nice idea. This is the tree view structure. Okay, so customer, order, products, analytics. Well, yeah, it's the only problems I can say. Okay, not talking about implementation, yeah, so we never use code of this. This is very hard. But too vertical, yeah, because then, okay, the structuring is good, doesn't give the proper visibility. Okay, I select this folder, how I see these guys, so they here in the same column, and it's already take a lot of space on the screen. It will make more sense. Okay, what is this happening? It, okay, I cannot click on it. Okay, this location path. Let's do again. Oof, this is fantastic. Okay, go on again. Personal information, first name, last name. I cannot scroll anymore because the screen is finished, and so it doesn't work. But basically, what I see, or the status, if I select, it just selected. So what the information? Okay, order or details. So if I want one of these, I don't understand how it works. Oh, what simplification? Okay, maybe it was confusing the text that I wrote about. Okay, the prompt part saying we need to minimize time to value, which is, okay, in this case showing everything at once to give you at the glance. But in reality, when you minimize in time to value, it should be easy to get. Sometimes steps, it's better than everything at once because you spend more time to figure out everything in one screen. Okay, description, not all fields have descriptions. And okay, how I can select this one? I cannot select this, and I cannot check. Okay, then maybe I copy design and see how it will work here. I didn't copy here. It copies just this part, but doesn't copy the what I really need. In how I can do this. Copy design to clipboard, and let's try again. Okay, now we have it. Now we have it. And now I have the full screen. Yeah, this is not an option. There are some nice ideas. That's exactly what, for my experience, Figma Make is. It gives you some generic, the basics of ideas, but how they combine, how they organize, this is where the real work needed. And I wouldn't follow 100% what they suggest. Yeah. But okay, search, yes. Filtering, I don't see filtering here, but okay. We have recent and popular, would take a lot of space and kind of should be a shortcut for user, but at the end doesn't solve much. It's super narrow, a lot of text, a lot of mess. And then we have a trivia at the end, so you, if you would like to find it, you need to know what you find. And the same as they use the search, you need to know what you're looking for. But anyway, okay, it's a nice experience. I see what I can copy, I can work with it if needed. Again, it will be I believe easier to design besides something using the same structure, if you would like to follow it, than to reuse this one, because the way how Figma make create the components, the elements of design, is sometimes questioning for me, like, okay, why is this like this? No idea. Anyhow, you probably, another thing important to mention, when you use a link to the other design system, right, and say, okay, use this as a reference, and never use the tokens, it use just the real values. So if you have a token that say red 500, and you connect with the link here, if you connect a link, attach image or attach a design that exists, it will never use it as it is. It will use the real value of the color, but not the tokens. Okay, that's another thing to talk about. I believe we do this next time. This is a very nice experience. You see that Figma doing a baby steps, but very nice in a good direction. At least this one, a very solid work. Yeah, again, with additional work. You cannot use it as it is. All this alignment, not in the middle, yeah, the label upper, higher than the icon, etc. But okay, as the basic to work with, if you uh, feel a little bit scared of the white screen, this is the way. You start with something, you have the base, and you already can go forward. I think this is a very nice for any quick. It's very helpful. Again, as it not really following your libraries if you already have a design system, but if you have many customers and you have need to make from beginning, this is a great thing. This is something that you can do very quick to have an overview how it could look for your new customer and already work properly on design system, aligning all created elements. I think that's nice. My let's say my suggestion to use it for sure is limited prompts and etc. Depends on your plan, but idea is the more we use, the more it learns. And also it's very nice time saving in a primitive work. Yeah, but it still required the main settings, documentation, and etc. It could maybe create documentation, a good idea. If you put a component and say create a documentation for this component. Yeah, let's really very quick try. uh, oh, a documentation for alert banner component. Okay, I add a link. Mhm. Done is connecting. Done. And okay, banner. Anyhow, okay, that's the results. Description, installation, basic usage, example, preview. Oh, that's nice. Okay, simple alert with title, dismissal. Now we have everywhere the cross button. Complex decover in the edge cases. That's nice. API references, the variant, specification, do's and don'ts, accessibility, and related components. This is very nice. This is something I believe I will use a lot, because documentation in one of the really problematic thing when you have a lot of customers, right? Because you need to do a lot of typing. I don't know about you, but I'm a lazy in typing. Many years I use this keyboard and I still not used to it. I do a lot of typos with this one, and this is something very cool. For sure, you cannot trust 100% to AI documentation. You need to read it, you need to adjust it to your needs. But overall, this is something, whoa, effect for me. This is something I definitely will use. Yeah, again, for sure, the probably in documentation it's put like in Confluence, or I don't know, a Drive, I don't know where you collect it, to put it in design system and Storybook, or again, depends on tools you use. But this is so, saves so much time. This is, wow, this is, I'm definitely happy with this. I will use a lot. Again, with the adjustment, yeah, and no 100% trust to AI, but this is very cool. This is fantastic. Great idea with documentation. I think this is helpful for everybody, especially again if you need to create many design systems for different clients, different styles, and you need to specify a lot. That takes a lot of your time as designer, and this will help you. It help you to simplify your work, to accelerate your work. That's great. I hope you also enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the documentation, or in general to using the Figma Make. Maybe you have another suggestion how to use it, and we can play with this, and maybe record another video with your ideas. And yeah, that was great. That's all, guys. I had fun. I hope you too. If you have something to share or to give some feedback to help me to become better in my next videos, please don't hesitate to write a comment below. If you like it, put like. If you want to see more videos in the future, please subscribe. That's all. Big hugs and see you next time. Bye bye.